Hey, hi everyone, and welcome to another weekly connection. So we're in the middle of the luminous energy class, so we're using a virtual setup today because I only have so many rooms in my house to make a studio out of. It's getting a little ridiculous around here. So anyway, there's a lot to talk about today, and it has to do with the fact that we are being recalibrated at this very, very moment. As you know, there's been a lot of solar activity going on, a lot of stuff. So let's get started with our cosmic cleanse, right? And that clears all the smush out of your aura. Even if you haven't been around people, I do it because I have a lot of contact with people in so many ways. Anyway, but also by phone and text. So yeah. All right, now we're going to use the cosmic thrust oil to bring us together. We're going to use one drop, rub it in your hands. Good. Cup your hands together. Deep breath in. And that connects us, heaven and earth. I like this picture of my front yard. We're trying to figure out what to use for a virtual screen here. So we used my front yard. And now we're connected through time and space, so we can get going. So who is leading today is Lord Katumi and Saint Germain. And so, they're one of our favorites. And so if it's those guys, we're going to talk about our stuff. But anyway, the recalibrating is the first part about what we want to talk about, on how we are our vibration and our energy are accelerating as the sun is kind of bombarding us. This bombardment, and if you were in class yesterday, it is a stretching of the nervous system that occurs in order to raise your vibration, to raise your consciousness, or allow you the raising of your consciousness. So you, of course, have choice not to raise your consciousness, right? There are people that choose that, believe it or not. It's very common, actually. So, but as a light seed, you want to raise your vibration so that you are ready for all of the acceleration that is occurring now. So that's the first thing. So if you follow SOHO, which is I don't know what that's an acronym for, but it's the space sun thing. There you go. Now that acronym doesn't work, but anyway, you know what I mean. You can go and Google SOHO and you can get a lot of information about what's happening to the sun. And I should learn what that acronym is. I don't think I ever even looked into it. Anyway, they have been commenting on a lot of activity, a lot of stuff that's going on. They also talked about that crack in our electromagnetic field that happened a few weeks ago, and that is continuing to be an issue, although our Schumann frequency is holding. But the main thing that's happening is we are getting hit nonstop by solar flare or corona holes, or last week they said there's a smile on the sun and it's no laughing matter. So it's affecting our equipment. It's affecting us. If it's affecting equipment, it's affecting you, right? So we want to be very, very strong. Make sure that you have your orbit on, which is that part where we go from heaven and earth, and make sure that your energy is very strong. Wear your empathic shield at all times. If you have a tube, make your tube really, really strong right now, because there is just a lot going on. The main focus of this energy is to align us and bring us together so that we know that we are connected to everything and everyone. Now, when you stretch energy like this, you get more of the crazies get crazier. You get more and more of the good get gooder, bad get better, all that kind of thing. So you have to watch out for that, because there's some increase of the world affairs that are going on, and all of the 3D drama of the war and things like that. And that will increase during this time. But the light is also increasing far greater than all of the fear that is on the planet. And that's very important, because it's fear that keeps you in the lower vibration. And that's what's important for you to understand. That's what's important for you to know, that when you feel fear, you need to whack it. You need to get that out of there. You know, it's not that I never feel fear. I do. But I know what to do to stop the fear. Because fear is ingrained in our DNA structure. We are designed to run away from predators and things like that. But there's no saber-toothed tiger after you. So we need to make sure that we are able to control what's going on with that. And when you put yourself in center, even when it's a justifiable fear, you're able to and come from this place of projection that will allow the positivity to come through for you. And I know I've used it in many occasions when I got myself in a pickle. It does get you out of the pickle. So it's very, very important that you understand that this light is increasing more and more. And I have an expression. So we need to focus our intentions more and more on that light. We need to more and more make sure this conscious intent chakra is functioning well. Remember, this will manifest negativity or positive, depending on what you're choosing. So choose light. Choose the positive thought. And right now, you want to really clear yourself, your mind, your space of negative thought patterns, because they just want to glom on to anyone and anything that has a negative thought. And right now, as you continue as a light seed to remove those from yourself, they will eventually, if there's how can I explain this? They glom on to another negative force. A negative thought pattern, all of that cannot glom on to the light. So if you are light and your thoughts are positive, it can't stick to you. So it's really important from here that we remove all of those negative thoughts, negativities, so that you can walk through a dark space and come out shiny. Yeah, my aura usually wants a little cosmic cleanse when I do that, but sometimes my work makes me do that. And I don't mind doing that because I'm not afraid of it. I just walk through it and then take a bath. It's like that. So the negative doesn't stick to me, right? And the positive projects from me. So it's very important that we no longer, because after a while, when we get enough of us all in the light and all projecting light, these negative thoughts fall out of existence. If they can't connect onto something, they cease to exist. It's that simple. Tell your mind that, but it is that simple. So it's really important that as we're recalibrating, we are focusing on raising that vibration. So we're going to do the meditation. And I have a little thing from, who did this? Saint Germain? It said, I was born out of love and I am ascending back into love. So especially the older you are, the more the vibration of the planet was really darker, very, very dark at the time of my birth, I know. And that was a very big thing I had as a child, was how dark the planet was. But we are bringing it back into light, and we are sending ourselves back into light. So that's really important. So as we do our meditation, let's do that together. So I'm going to bring that light in. I want to do the ascension oil now. I'm not sure if that was me or Saint Germain, but whoever it was, we're doing it now. So we're going to bring it into our third eye, rub it clockwise. Good. And under your nose. And just let that get into your energy field as we do this meditation. All right, so you're going to breathe in, hold, exhale. Breathe in again, hold it, exhale. Now visualize that light. Yummy, golden, viscous light, like honey, coming from the source, coming all the way down into the front of your body, that yang energy of the Father. And it comes down through your body, especially at your knees, out your feet, and into the earth to the Mother. And the mother grabs onto this lariat, because this is your lariat of light, your orbit. And she welcomes you, because you are an honored guest. You're here to do this recalibration for humanity, for yourself and humanity. And then we bring that all the way down into the grid, and we bring it around and up our back with the essence of the mother in it. And we come up back to source, and then we bring it down again. And we just keep bringing it around and around and around. Good. Now you're wearing your orbit, which makes you a tether of light, connected heaven and earth. This makes you the light seed that you are. This makes you the lighthouse for the world, for all of humanity. So now we're going to bring it down. And then as we bring it up, we're going to let it waterfall out the top of our aura. And it's going to stick to every part of your aura, right? Every layer of your aura. And we're going to feel that in the root aura. Now you have Saint Germain and Lord Katumi, so you know we're going to deal with these lower chakras. So in the root is the DNA for 3D structure, but there's also the DNA for 5D structure. So we want to neutralize 3D structure, activate 5D structure. So now we become more and more 5D beings. Even though the planet hasn't changed to 5, which is the physical change, we change within our spirituality to function from a cosmic consciousness now. And that's our goal. That's where we're after. So as we move into the sacral chakra, we are really working on removing all of those negative thought patterns that keep sticking to you. You keep yah-yahing over the same old thing. That's what humans do. And we're now going to let it go so that all those negative thought forms, starting with our own, disappear. They're gone. And we bring in only positive thought, positive light, and we're going to do it through here, through that thymus chakra. And now we're going to do conscious use of power, which is going to move out all conflict, allow us to resolve a conflict in light. We don't need to play with our ego like this anymore. When we actually shift, we will shift out 80% of the ego into light. The other 20% is a very minute part of understanding self versus ego. Selfless versus ego, more accurate. So that we understand our intentions even more, actually. So then we bring it up to the solar plexus, and that's the power. And that's what everyone sees. Everyone sees that light coming from your solar plexus and said, whoa, I really like her light, right? You want to project that really positive, beautiful light every day, every minute, all the time. And when you have a magic moment, just go, oops, oh well, and fix it. Because when you have a magic moment and you have a pop quiz, as I call them, then you're working off something you didn't see, something you didn't know. So it's really quite okay. It's quite good. And then we move to your empathic shield, empathic chakra, which is on your liver. So now we're becoming more and more and more empathic with every single day. It's crazy how empathic we're becoming. But it's good because you have your shield and you're protected. But the beauty about being an empath is that you learn vicariously, is that you actually can project understanding without having to go through the drama. And that's what we're after, to have that understanding. And then we go into the heart and we project that absolute love because that's who we are. We are now turning back, coming back to the loving being that we were before you entered this 3D vibration. And then you go up into your thymus, right here, conscious intention. And we really want to put the light in there so that you're able to recognize a positive and a negative thought and manifest only positive so that the negative ones can just fall away, not exist anymore. And that's our goal, is to get rid of all that negative thought that's projected so strongly over the planet. And you know, a lot of your news reports, whether, I don't care what kind of news you listen to, they all promote fear. And when you watch the news, you need to wear your shield so that you can see the smoke and mirrors, because they all do. I don't care what side of the fence of news you're on. It doesn't really stinking matter. They're all wrong. They're all negative. So we're really now working on bringing that positivity in, because ego, the way the world is, wants to control. So that people, things, places want to control you, whether you're think it's fake news or you don't think it's fake news, or you like, I don't know, who are they? CNN and Fox News. It doesn't really matter. That's what's really important to understand here, is they're all doing the same thing. So what you want to do is remove that negative energy that's coming at you. And I actually make it my business to watch the news, because my job, a lot of it is working in the collective consciousness to help shift that. So I use it to kind of get a barometer, to kind of gauge where the fear level is in humanity and what they're doing. So I use it as a resource. So I'm very, what's the word, Pat? Subjective. You know, I'm observing the news, not participating in the fear aspect or the emotion of the news. I'm observing it. And in that way, I can do my job. So maybe that will help you. So then from there, we go to the throat. And the throat is how we express what we want to manifest. So make sure it's clean. Make sure it's light. If you lose it, come back to center. Use your ascension oil, anything, all the oils. Come back to center. Just get it back together again. It's okay to oops. It just is more important that you learn how to bring yourself back and learn that you have control over oopsing and not oopsing. And that's the exercise that every 3D being has to go through right now. And then we have our third eye. And the more we bring this light in, the more we have no doubt about who we are, what we are, and why we are. As it comes into the crown, and we just radiate our crown, because we love being the lighthouse. Because it's why we came here in the first place. We came here to do this work that we're doing now. And that telepathic notch is just waiting for us to be really good empaths, so that we don't judge anymore. And then we can totally work telepathically, or at least a little. But we radiate that out now, 18 inches. And that's a strong, yummy gold light that we let everyone share, because they never come into our energy field. Nobody steals our junk. My fuel is my fuel. Your fuel is your fuel. So now this is a lighter way, a more conscious way of energetic interaction, which is how we will interact in higher vibrations. You won't have like what we call energy vampires or anything. Nobody will do that. Nobody wants to do that. They don't even want to do it now. They just don't know how not to do it. So then we are teachers of how to interject with other energies by using that light shield. And we bring it all the way out. And when we don't understand something, or we have a judgment, shows right up on that shield. And now we understand it. Because once we're at that place of understanding, we're done. And you can't judge when you understand. So that's our goal in wearing this shield. That's what we want to do all the time, 24/7. And if it's not a shield, it's a tube. And that's taught in luminous energy. So I want you to feel that energy of that tube now, of the shield now, so that you can feel what it is to be connected heaven and earth and protected on all sides. You are in a cocoon of light. You always want to be in this cocoon of light because it's part of your recalibrating. It's part of us upping our vibration right now by way of the sun, which feels difficult, but it is not. You may need to sleep more because when the nervous system is stretched, it makes you tired. And that's it. Just flow with it. Go with it. If you feel like you're getting gitchy and you're put your shield on, your shield's down, because you'll either get gitchy or you'll get cranky. So make sure you put it on and make sure it's strong. All right. So that's this week. I love you all. We're having a great time at the workshop. And be sure to like me, subscribe. And if you want to be a part of Luminous Energy for the next one, which will be next year, send me an email and I'll put you on the list. All right. I love you. Bye-bye.